Okay, boys and girls, I think this is another PYQ. Let's get right into it. The doubter is a true man of science. The keywords are right there, the two main keywords. One is doubt, the other one is science. And when we talk about doubt, we talk about skepticism and inquiry, right? And when we talk about science, it is experimentation, and we also have evidence. So these are some of the keywords. The only one I would include in here is dogma, because dogmas are something doubters essentially challenge and science eventually refutes. So I think we'll have a way to put it in our argument. So these are our keywords. Now let's get into the core arguments, right? The first thing I would write is let's define the doubter, because the topic itself is the definition of a doubter. So, what is a doubter or who is a doubter? I think the first thing is a doubter is someone who does not accept or reject anything without thinking. They inquire, they question, and that is the DNA of the doubter. The second is they challenge dogmas, right? They challenge beliefs prior conceived or prior thought processes and things like that, right? So they challenge dogmas. They love to experiment. What does that mean? That means they embrace failures, right? They learn from experiments and failure. They try things out and they learn. The final thing is they need evidence. Whenever you have to convince a doubter, you need to bring in evidence. And they do not believe in anything without seeing tangible reality. Then the second thing is, I think we should define the scientific spirit and say that, okay, by the way, everything that I just talked about here is nothing but the scientific spirit, which is broadly the element of inquiry, the ability to experiment, and capturing of evidence, and being very structured and methodical about your acquisition of knowledge. That is the scientific spirit. The other thing that science does is they say that knowledge or truth is only until it is disproven, right? So all scientists understand this viscerally, that whatever we know to be true is only there till it is disproven. So that's how the doubters think, and this whole approach or the whole thought process of a doubter is clearly aligned to scientific spirit. So in the second argument we established that. The third argument I would say is doubters are very resilient and they are constantly evolving, right? So why I say this? Because doubters are bold with high emotional quotient, right? They're forever challenging things. They're not afraid to swim against the current. They can live with uncertainty and they can live through confusion. So this is a trait of someone who's better designed to evolve and thrive in an ever changing world. So definitely right about this point. This is a very positive trait of a doubter, and they're able to shift their own perspectives and learning about the universe, and they're open minded about possibilities. So that is what makes them resilient and constantly evolving. The fourth thing is we need, or society needs, doubters to move forward, right? We need doubters to move forward because they open doors. They are like sentinels, they are explorers. Without them, humanity will be a cold, dark place, right? Where there is no knowledge, there is no resilience, there is no adaptability, there is no possibilities. So that would be our core arguments. And what I would take for examples definitely take sort of Copernicus and Galileo. If they would not have challenged the geocentric view of the world, we would have never got the heliocentric model, right? We all would have thought that Earth is the center of universe. If Marie Curie wouldn't have challenged the indivisibility of the atom, we wouldn't have got radioactivity or wouldn't have learned about radioactivity. Ada Lovelace is another example. Everybody, including scientists, felt that a computer is essentially a great calculator, but Ada was the first one who talked about the programming potential of computers, which is what has transformed our world significantly. And then obviously, Einstein, you could say that if Einstein would have believed in the Newtonian model, we wouldn't have seen relativity. So, this is a good example set. Don't go with the true man of science as the topic says and limit it to men only. Show your diversity of thought process and bring in all these angles. But the core really is the scientific spirit and the definition of the scientific spirit and how the doubter is basically aligning with the scientific spirit. And that's our core of the essay. Take a screenshot, file it for your revisions. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.